Hello, everybody. Welcome back into the ESL Challenger Katowice qualifier here. We are moving forward into our second map after ECSTATIC just pulled off an incredible comeback to win their own map pick, an 11-4 half coming in. We thought that GODSENT would have had it in the bag, but anything but. And now we have to see how, these two teams kind of react, especially GODSENT. Can they bounce back effectively on their own map pick?
Yeah, I think just the fashion of how that ended is something that GODSENT have to get out of the system immediately. Oh my lord, ECSTATIC. 3 down mid. Super aggressive. Salazar with the first kill. As they clear in towards Banana as well. Plopsky hits the deck. Joel is trying to take a fight, but he gets nothing out of it. That is a statement and then some. 1 kill in response, but... wow. If you're GODSENT, you can't believe what just hit you.
Really incredible stuff. ZTR going to be left in the dust. As Rusty is the only one that remains, the only one to have found any kills for his squad as well. He will get that bomb down just about. I mean, look how close those bullets come. He's got 2 to deal with from the banana area. Going to find them both. And Nodios is only on 12 HP. How has it come down to this? Rusty looking to ace and save GODSENT from embarrassment. The fact that it is even possible is just unbelievable. And now that it's possible, it is most likely. Nodios making a lot of noise. He has no idea where Rusty is, expecting him in banana, and Rusty pulls it off. The ace clutch coming through to give GODSENT the pistol.
Yeah, we thought Joel's clutch was good. That was something else. Oh my. Well, ECSTATIC will be kicking themselves. 5 on 3 at the start of that one. He, got to be converting those. Got to be converting those. Pause is in. And this seems to be a trend. I think ECSTATIC, GODSENT like to pause and talk about how they're going to play this anti-force because they know how important it is. Of course, that didn't work on Nuke because they lost that round, and it was actually probably the #1 reason they lost the map. Was their economy getting flipped. But hopefully this time, the plan is a little better, and there's no excuses for not being on the same page if you're going to burn a timeout coming into this.
Well, a very, very difficult round to stomach for the ECSTATIC boys. Hopefully they will be able to keep it together. Out here on the force spine. Just have to roll through the motions, go into the next round, and not think about what's just gone down. Yeah, ridiculous stuff. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Going to be a quick move up from GODSENT. They gain some control in towards the banana area. They will look to give it back, though. It has worked as a ploy, however, because we've got 4 players over on that B side of things for ECSTATIC.
Well, got the world against you, Queenix. After this mid-smoke fade, it's not going to be a lot of resistance. ECSTATIC. Then we have the util to play out any other setup. They're going to explode through this smoke. Queenix getting chased down. No connection on the first bit of attack on ZTR. But this A bomb site is seeded. And honestly, Queenix, unless you somehow miracle some shots through this smoke, pull that record, and indeed he does. ECSTATIC going to save and have another go in the following. This is just a dry run hit from GODSENT. There's no resistance.
Yep, easy as it comes, and will indeed be the save coming through from ECSTATIC to just take what they have into the next round. So no crazy expectations on that front. Happy for them that they're able to, I suppose, at the very least, put a fight up in the next round and give us something a bit more to believe in, but I'm sure they would have liked to find something in this round. It's just not really given the opportunity for it. A clean one for GODSENT. Keep them rolling, keep them coming. Looking pretty impressive as things start off here, of course, but still, I think, reeling from the victory of that previous round.
Yeah, ignore the HUD, guys. It's 1-0 ECSTATIC. This is not the third map. See it on the top right. So hoping we get that one cleaned up. It's GODSENT at the backs against the wall. This is their map pick. But it was pretty frightening, the fashion that first map ended. That's why we're a bit nervous about this one. And, well, deja vu. Minus 3 smokes on Salazar, Kragan, and Nodios. This is just a rinse and repeat, isn't it? Are ECSTATIC going to run the same round? Are they going to stack A this time? Let's have a look.
Few shots ringing down range. They will indeed play 3 towards the B side of things. A couple in apartments stacked on top of each other. 2 MP9s. That is a deadly, deadly setup to walk into. And it looks like Joel might just do it. Utility raining on down. They're actually going to push in towards him and find a very clean frag. One pulls back, one continues to go forward, so an awful lot of guessing game here for GODSENT to deal with. They're going to move across and try and give the B bomb site a go, which is that heavily defended bomb site. Not so sure how we feel about this one. Hidden away at the back end of the site. Smoke goes down, makes life very awkward indeed. maNkz going to be able to find one. Queenix looking to back his man up. Skill take maNkz, but he's still on the site itself. Can't find anything. Needed him to find a kill there to keep this one interesting. Unfortunately, not going to be the case, and it forces the back away. However, in comes the Will. In for a double. Leaving it all onto Rusty. He's got 3 to find. Gets the first onto Kragan. At least they know now he's not going to be towards a new box, but these remaining 2 players, an MP9 at range, a scout up close, you know, kind of on the opposites. First shot lands. Second one from Salazar as well. Lovely stuff. Making that scout work considering the close range that it was at.
Okay. That might have changed the face of this game a little bit. It's not nearly as bad for GODSENT as losing the one before, because they do have some money. They can't afford to buy into this one, but that is an important moment for ECSTATIC to start stabilizing the CD side. The stack was called correctly, and Kragan was so early on that flank. It was all the way in T-spawn by the time the execute actually came in. Can't ask for much more than that. Alrighty. Round 4, and GODSENT are out of money. This buy is good. This half's going to take a very different complexion for the team that loses this round. Salazar top spawn. Draken not there to check him. Early entry. And we'll see if ECSTATIC can convert.
maNkz will manage to find another one onto ZTR as he gets a little overzealous. Will lose his life for his double, but all the same, should be a solid looking come up here. Four versus 3, the utility and whatnot making its way over towards A. Not really giving too much across here, as trying to play it safe on that T side for now. Very, very slow moving forwards here with the utility. 2 players to get through. One on the balcony, one on the site. Good utility to keep them at bay. Good nade to drop Draken to 11 HP. Not looking too likely here for GODSENT. Flash comes around. Opski will go down, as does Joel, leaving just Draken. I think he's just going to save the AWP that he's got here.
Yeah, no other option. 4 alive for ECSTATIC 2. Clean stuff. This will not do good things to GODSENT's money. They're only on 1-9 loss bonus, so... far from ideal. A bit of a nightmare, isn't it? I mean, if Rusty doesn't do the impossible on pistol, this is probably a 4-0 for ECSTATIC. A heck of a long way to go on Inferno. And I'm still reeling a little bit from how that new game ended. GODSENT. Got to be feeling a bit of pressure here. And of course, the loser of this game play the winner of Big NIP. Let's have a check on where that one's going. That is currently 1 map up for NIP, and they're doing pretty good on map number 2 so far. So either way, you're playing a big name. You don't want to lose this game. You don't want to lose this and have to play an extra series tomorrow.
Yep, definitely not where you want to be at. So just just got to try and keep it together here. Rusty taking some early damage. Draken on the AWP. Just spamming away a few shots. They know that he's definitely in play. They have a vague idea of where he's at as well. I think they'll be kind of unsure as to, you know, what he is backed up by, I suppose. So just got to keep themselves a little wary.
Well, I guess GODSENT are just praying somebody gets over aggressive, but it's not going to happen. Only good news is that Kragan is a long way out if they explode up short or out of apartments. We're still going to need a kill onto one of these A players. Draken surely is the man to do that. Well, there goes that all. Trying to make it work, but Nodios has done enough, I think. 2 kills for him, and no need now to face his AWP. Look at this. I think Nodios is going to save again. That is... I don't blame him, but it's hardly the best sign.
Yeah, 2 saves in a row is really not ideal, to say the very least. Especially on that T side, right? I think it really does take a difficult kind of game to prove, and to get all those saves coming through. It can really just show how shaky things are at the moment, and how scary the prospect of the game is, and how deep this might go. So I think you do start to worry ever so slightly for the side of GODSENT, that the early stage of the game getting away from them, and that's definitely not something that they want to admit, definitely not something that they want to repeat here. Salazar will crack open the round once again. Solid take from him.
All recovered by ZCR. And looks like ECSTATIC still really want this banana control. They've re-smoked deep. Rusty is up close. Flashes ultimately not that effective because maNkz gets under that terrace above his head. And this round is not looking good, is it? Not at all. Bit of mid pressure. But it's on a map like Inferno. I think you're going to really struggle to catch ECSTATIC off guard now. Look at the team. They're even retaining 2 on banana in case these GODSENT players try to accelerate and force a, you know, an 1 versus X. There's no easy route onto a site from here.
Very difficult. Joel is in the apartments trying to maybe find some sort of a pick to go his way. And there is definitely a chance. He's looking. He is looking over there. Meanwhile, the retake of banana coming in from the rest of the GODSENT boys. Slow but sure. But ECSTATIC just aren't giving them anything. Maybe they're wanting, you know, this utility to come in to bait out peaks and whatnot. maNkz on high. Finds ZCR. Too easy. Peek onto Joel. Also too easy. Just what's remaining. He will drop Salazar. Only 10 seconds left, and I think he kind of wants to go down here to just reset his money, but I was going to say maybe asking for a bit much, but Queenix comes back up into the apartments to take him out.
No bomb plant. This one's a half by at best. I can't believe the way this half has turned. Started off so well for GODSENT. Back at that pistol clutch. Joel is yet to find a frag. 1 for Draken. Of course, there's a long way to go, but this is not the greatest omens for a team like GODSENT. And of course, having to continue playing T side, they after the way Nuke ended, that is a little bit harrowing in and of itself. I just hope this can stabilize, because it'd be a shame for GODSENT after being so far up on Nuke not to at least make it to a 3rd map.
very, very true. We are starting to get into that territory where, you know, it gets incredibly scary here. Shot coming around from Salazar. Will lose his life, but he's got the support here, of course. Two players in on the side. Stay cool. Nodios with the pre-fire. Tried to find another. Not going to happen for him. They've recovered weapons now, so they are a bit scary. Draken sticking around in the smoke as the bomb goes down. There's no smoke to come round. Draken finds maNkz. Oh, they've stolen this round out of nowhere. Draken gets another one. And GODSENT with the pistols will find themselves 3.
Something really strange happened there where a lot of teams will throw this retake smoke on A that will land just off the bomb site towards Moto to allow you to creep up. And then you can jump on the little box on that corner. And I think he hit his jump throw bind and threw it off the map. And then he walks in straight into the AWP. But something wasn't right there. And I'm not surprised they're calling a timeout. Because that just didn't look right. And I mean, given the investment, I'm not sure the round should ever have got to a 2-on-2 in the first place. But there you have it. GODSENT off the back of the pistols. Back in a good position.
Alrighty, let's see, GODSENT, if they can find the consistency in the rifle rounds, I suppose. That's kind of the big question for me as to whether they can keep it up here or not. Banana utility raining in from both sides. Deep mid util as well will do a little bit of damage, but not an awful lot in the early stage of this round. It's pretty far back, sort of tit for tat. Lob the nades down. ZTR will be the first one to get aggressive and find a frag, though, as he picks up maNkz. And, well, Kragan is hungry for a refrag.
Two apiece on the sites. No real information here for ECSTATIC. And Nodios is leaning the wrong way. Nodios is leaning the wrong way. He's off to stack B. And the bomb players, all 5, coalescing on A. Queenix drops his smoke. But there is so much work to do here. Trying to find an angle. Nades is going to finish him off in the end. And I think Nodios should get out here. Very clean stuff from GODSENT. Very, very clean.
Yeah, fantastic Counter-Strike being played right now, and they've refound the energy, refound the mojo, so it's good to see that they're still looking energetic. Because there were some rounds there quite early on where it looked like ECSTATIC were, you know, perhaps in a scary spot, perhaps in a point where they could really start taking over the game.
Says I'm going to be contested. Money's pretty good now for GODSENT. They're happy. Very happy. And, yeah, we'll see what sort of... The buy should be good, I think, this round for ECSTATIC, but that money's surely dwindling now. Some back-to-back ones for GODSENT. So they choose to set up. Of course, they lost maNkz early on that round, so we never truly got to see how the round would have, you know, transpired, what the real plan was for ECSTATIC. I wonder if this round would be a little bit more passive and more of a mid-round sort of move. 3B start for them. An extra player over, some helpful nadage. Maybe in play. ZTR, though, wants to contest. Smokes on the molly. Flashes lined up. Should he call for them? And Kragan needs to be very careful. ZTR has creeped ever so close. Here comes the flashbangs. Kragan whited up. Untucks. maNkz swings. They are playing with fire, these ECSTATIC boys. And surely somebody's going to die soon.
That's what it feels like, but the GODSENT squad have dropped back. So, not giving those fights across anymore. Flash comes in. Nothing quite landing from either side just yet. It does seem GODSENT heading towards this A site into the waiting arms of Salazar round the corner. This could be deadly, but he can't get a shot off fast enough. They'll molly him away. And then they'll bail on the idea. So really keeping the game guessing here, I would say.
One for one. Kragan is so low. Oh, surely it's just going to be another save. There's a re-smoke on Plopsky for CT. Salazar gives it. These have been some dominant rounds in GODSENT in the last few. They're playing simple Counter-Strike. They're grouping up. And time again, Static come crunch time, be it not having the nades or the wrong stack or having lost somebody early, they cannot hold these sites come the executes.
Yeah, it is pretty dire stuff. I think reads are there, not necessarily positional advantage, but just sort of being in the right place at the right time, and it's just not good enough. It's just not enough. GODSENT are slowly but surely bleeding them out in these rounds, right? Nothing too super aggressive, nothing too over tactical either. They're just really squeezing them in the most simple sense of the word.
Well, at least we're saving into repeat buys, so it's not slipping totally out of control, but ECSTATIC have to get more out of the CT side. Gotta find some more. Feels like Salazar maybe could get a little bit more engaged. He hasn't, he hasn't necessarily been in a position to find many opening picks in this half, and that should have been a kill for maNkz. Thank God Kragan is here. Makes good of it. Extra nades on the ground by virtue of maNkz's body lying there. And Kragan comes good. Banana secured. And ECSTATIC have to convert this advantage.
It's a clean one. It's a good one. They're able to back away and take their advantage quite swimmingly into future rounds here. So we are looking to them to try and convert, try and keep the game competitive. GODSENT, it's been all about them in the recent history here, so problematic. If the round's done, Nodios, that's exactly what he was waiting for, kind of a fake out from his teammate. Kragan a little aggressive. That was nearly a false move. However, he gets it done, finds himself 2, and gets ECSTATIC yet another round.
Alright. Need to stabilize though. There's another buy here for GODSENT. And ECSTATIC had to keep this going. 3B start again. They're favouring these openings with extra banana nades. Nodios going for flashes. Really aggressive take. Really aggressive. Fast down for Kragan. And GODSENT have ceded that control. So they may have lost banana, but they still got good nades. And nobody's died, which is the main thing. This needs to be a little bit careful because probably going to be wise here to retake banana before thinking about ending A.
Plopsky wanted to make a move towards middle, didn't he? But the Molotov puts him off. I mean, they're keeping us guessing on the GODSENT side of things. No real clear end game at the moment.
That's the last piece of util. Be very interesting if ECSTATIC's going to commit to staying in here. Oh my lord, they're going for the flash. This is so aggressive. Kragan gets 2. Nodios is fairly nearby. It's a shame he doesn't have a HE grenade, because Plopsky could be in a lot of trouble if he did. Bomb's going to get planted. And ECSTATIC, I don't think you're going to save this one. Give it a look in.
Flash comes round. It's not good enough. Queenix will find Draken through the smoke, though. That is an absolute lucky kill, to be honest with you. There's no other way of really putting it. Queenix going to get aggressive. ZTR takes him down, though, on the angle. Craziness. And Salazar will have no idea how low these players are. Move across to the pistol, my guy. Pick up the pace and just keep them under pressure. This is the shot on the first. This is the no-scope as well. Speaking of pressure, he crumbles under it. And GODSENT will find themselves the lead once again.
It can get a little bit funky for them in the afterplants, can't it? I think Nodios going through the smoke on a flashbang, if you do that as the bomb's getting planted, it makes more sense, doesn't it? Because the one guy's out of the game. They got a lot of positions to cover. They're looking at the boost. They're looking at ruins. They're thinking about banana flank. Maybe it can work, but to go in that late after the afterplants were set up, I don't think that was a wise move. And I also think if ECSTATIC were totally aware of the HP bars, maybe, I mean, Salazar would have jumped to a rifle for sure, but maybe they just play together and trade. Yeah. A little bit painful to watch. And now they've got a very difficult buy decision. Kragan just bought some body armor, but I think... Well, I guess taking this time out, aren't they, to decide what to do, because this is not a great position.
Really disastrous, to say the least, to be honest with you. Yeah, absolutely not looking good at all. ECSTATIC will try and do what they can with the buy here, and maybe we expect to see some aggression from them. See a way back into this game, of course, and just keep things active, keep things interesting and close, and hopefully a little more impressive as the half goes on, because so far, at least in recent memory, it's looked somewhat flat. GODSENT with the rifles has been far more.
Oh, the flashes. maNkz never saw anything. Sadly, going back to their fast banana take, which has had some success, but there comes a point where you've shown it enough times. Nodios does get a trade. I'm surprised it's not a faster reaction, because Nodios is an A player. That kill, though, is about as good. And now GODSENT, the world is your oyster. You've got pretty much full nades on these guys. 4 smokes. You can take some brackets control. You could do anything, take long with a split smoke. Retake banana after this smoke fades. All the choices.
Certainly seems like they're all there at the moment. This is a very hard round to predict on that ECSTATIC side of things. They're going to stack towards A and bolster the defense over there. In fact, you know, just sending as many bodies across as possible. And, well, looks like it's going to be the wrong call. The bomb is on its way to B. And there it will stay. And we'll probably see a save from ECSTATIC here and another clean round for ECSTATIC. GODSENT, sorry.
I mean, you can't blame them for the stack. 3 on 4. I don't think there are many options. But they're in quite a cycling style right now, ECSTATIC, aren't they? Of just still these saves and then buying up and never having an AWP or full nades. Maybe the following one behind this, maybe they should half buy or something and just get an AWP on Salazar and make sure they have all the options. It's not a map where you should be that concerned about, you know, only heading into T half with 6 or 7. That is perfectly fine. I just feel like maybe they should be playing for full gun rounds when it's been so tricky of late. Couldn't get anything done on this defense.
Survival rates is decreasing as Popsky takes out Kragan. The remaining 2 will make it through just about, but GODSENT now starting to build their lead. And a pretty scary one, to say the least. Really getting into a good spot for the Swedes at this point in time. I think they'll be happy with the way that this one's going down. And, you know, obviously they want to take us to a third map and continue the series, especially after losing the previous map in such a fashion. So really looking forward to how this pans out. At the moment, it is very strong indeed for GODSENT. Double nade lands. ZTR will take some decent damage from it. So not the worst start for ECSTATIC. Takes even more from the banana nade there.
Ooh, big damage, and this is the half buy. Christ. Shot from Nodios. How is this the cleanest round by a long shot for a while for ECSTATIC? Should they be saving here? I mean, Joel doesn't have that much money. I guess Plopsy does have quite a lot. They don't know it, but there's only 2 on A. The other guys are pretty far out. Kragan needs to help his teammates do that. Maybe there's a lot of damage. But every second they wait here, the rotates get closer and closer and closer. maNkz is nearby. Kragan's nearby. Salazar's cutting off any walk back. Okay, looks like they're going to force out of apps. Or just save. They're kind of in 2 minds, aren't they? They're just hoping for some overfacing, and then maybe they go. But it's not going to come their way.
ZTR making his way in towards Pip. It's actually going to be Draken who flies down, and Kragan will find ZTR back turn. Flawless round from ECSTATIC. Exactly what they needed. And they will now start to wrestle back into the game here. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff.
On we go. If ECSTATIC can really make this 8, and it's going to be likely if they win this round. Quite a recovery. Pretty miraculous. More aggressive banana takes is, I don't know, they've been pretty hit or miss, haven't they, for ECSTATIC, so I'm quite surprised they just missed a molly on banana to not clear deep. I'm surprised GODSENT don't react more on A, because ECSTATIC are making it blindingly obvious that they're freebie on these rounds.
Yeah, GODSENT definitely playing the slower game. One minute left. And they have to gain some control of this middle area, you feel like. Still taking things slow and backing off towards B, hoping that maybe the B bomb site is lesser defended because of the 4 versus 4 nature that they find themselves in. But a well-timed smoke there is really going to cause some upset for GODSENT, and they bail on B now, move back towards A. So they're very, very, very guessworky at the moment. It does seem pretty shaky here from GODSENT.
Oh, they're going to contact this Salazar. Really good position. Queenix explodes out of porch. There's a player out of the balcony. That's Joel, but he can't really get into play. He does kill Queenix, but with this much time remaining, he's a little bit fortunate, I think, if these players aren't closer, because dying after time would have been a real risk. And now it's looking pretty good again for ECSTATIC, isn't it? I mean, it's very rocky, the mid-stage of this half. But with the buy that's going to be coming now for GODSENT, it's going to be a bargain sale. Real mixture, a couple AKs, some pistols probably in the mix on Draken and Plopsky. Not ideal.
Yeah, they've maybe let things slip a little bit, to be honest with you. ECSTATIC have turned things on their head once again. So, you know, it does seem to be the trend across the course of the day that we are having very streaky Counter-Strike right now. And just absolutely wild turnarounds. You know, the way in which they've gone from being very one-sided into flipping it around, having one-sidedness themselves, you know, just able to turn the game and the momentum completely on its head is kind of incredible so far. Who is set to take the 8th round then? As you mentioned, GODSENT are on a weaker bye. You definitely feel like ECSTATIC should have this one. The lead at the start is to be believed. 2-man aggression. You have to be careful. Queenix trying to make his way out, however, and he will be taken down. So the mid-room aggression, it's kind of a wild strat, not going to lie to you. And it doesn't work.
Oof. maNkz really thought he needs to make a play. And yeah. Especially if they knew the money. Might have been ill-advised all around. Here we go. Kragan called upon. Was Rusty the player jumping? I think he might have been. That was pretty mad. And it's just Salazar isolated out. Rusty swings. 8 rounds for GODSENT. A tit for tat half. And we wouldn't want it any other way. As we get into the second half a little bit later on.
Welcome back, everybody. We're into the second half here between GODSENT and ECSTATIC. GODSENT just taking the lead. It was not the most one-sided affair in the world, but certainly looking good while doing so. And, of course, getting themselves just that one round to work with. We'll see now if they're able to take it a bit further with the pistol here.
Bit of a gap here. I mean, there is a mid stack. But these players can get out of apartments. It's a good tag onto maNkz, but this gets a little bit crazy. All these players out of a... look at this. Queenix out. 3 kills for him. Where is Draken? Draken's in apartments? How's Draken in apartments? It was an apps pop. I have no idea what's happening right now. But this is so awkward for both teams. And Draken... well, he just fired a massive nail into the coffin of this round for ECSTATIC. 1 versus 2 for Nodios, and he's got so many positions to worry about.
Pretty terrifying stuff. Does manage to find one, but Draken will trade him instantly, and a big, big pistol coming through from GODSENT to maybe even very quickly start to threaten the third map, to be honest with you. We'll see now how GODSENT look to convert it. Denying the bomb plant away is a massive deal, of course.
Surely Draken went through Boiler, and I'm so confused as how he ended up at the end of apps. In the middle of that. Madness. Absolute madness. Well. That's pretty crazy. I mean, the maddest part is that somehow ECSTATIC don't even get a plant out of that. Despite being, I think it's probably 4-on-3 for a second. With a lot of A control, so that's a bit disappointing. And of course here they've decided no Queno on the buy. Full Glock eco, and they seem pretty intent on making this round as long as possible, aren't they? Look at this. Setting up shop, squatting in the T apartments.
Yeah, they're just chilling over there. I don't know, I guess using it as a bit of a timeout, I suppose. I don't know why else you'd be so far back, just nowhere near any of the action. Kind of wild. But they will snake their way down second middle, try and find a lowly opponent to drop. Anyone getting a bit giddy or overzealous? And his name might be Draken. It's good for a couple, but that's not quite enough. Trade comes in quite quickly. The MP9 is here, though, to try and see the round off. The rotations coming in should be able to get it done. They will do so indeed. Still, any damage is good, and particularly dropping an M4 player, it's pretty expensive. So it will be a fairly costly one in the end for Draken in particular.
Alrighty, guns out. And for ECSTATIC, I mean, you do play a lot of Inferno. It's not a slam dunk that GODSENT are going to win it from here, but got to hit the ground running. So what is the move? Default spread at the start. Banana. Salazar into underpass gets 2 kills. Rusty tries to nade him. It doesn't work. And, well, that's exactly what the dogs are ordered. Salazar has put them in a great position.
Really clean stuff to open up into this round. 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. Salazar will hope that the boys can take this advantage all the way to the bank. Little do they know the B bomb site is completely open here, by the way. An interesting kind of rotational move from GODSENT, I suppose, to make them think A is weaker. Not quite sure. Either way, ECSTATIC are as yet to discover that B is clear. They will eventually get the utility down range, though.
Yeah.
As the clock winds down. You're going to find that there is indeed nobody there, and they'll bring the bomb along in due course.
Taking their time. They kind of need a couple saves, don't they, GODSENT? So Rusty can drop. We'll probably drop the MP9 and buy himself an M4, I guess. Popsky can drop one. So they will have pretty decent stuff across the board. it's the round that follows this is going to define a lot of the first half, because ECSTATIC can then snap the money and force some ecos. Should do them a lot of good in terms of reversing this game. And yeah, I mean, there's no reason for ECSTATIC to hunt these saves. Their money is that bad that losing the numbers for them is just not a good thing at all. So they're pretty content to sit this one out. 8 for ECSTATIC. And I think one of the teams should pause before the next gun round. It's a pretty big one. Maybe even for GODSENT, they should have a quick talk. So if you lose that, game's evened up. Chance for ECSTATIC to have even more money. You might be a little bit nervous.
Well, gap looks to close here. ECSTATIC getting themselves into a pretty decent position on the T side of things, as the buyout from GODSENT's not really ideal here. So there's a lot of pressure here. I think if they lose this round, the gap closes exponentially, and maybe goes away with ECSTATIC. So really, really important round. At the very least, I'd say to save, but obviously they want to win it. Starts off negatively. Not what we're looking for. There will be a lot of damage onto Kragan. Is there a trade opportunity available? It looks like Plopsky is trying to stick around for it, but his better judgment calls him off. Difficult stuff. 5 on 4. Oh, nade to finish off Kragan eventually. It takes its sweet time getting there. I like the banana aggression coming through from GODSENT as well to just kind of confirm the fact that there's nobody in banana. Gets the A player ready, but it is only the one player, and he's only good for the 1 kill. 3 versus 3, still indeed doable. Solid stuff coming through. 3 on 3. Kit available. Molotov and a flash available here for Draken. But he maybe doesn't want to give his position away from the apartments, as he is here quite quickly. You might not expect him on the creep out. But he does indeed get that Molotov down. Plopsky coming in slowly. They're actually going to bail on the idea. Coming in too slowly, it would seem. As it's a 9th for ECSTATIC. Gap close comes in. Thank goodness for the save from GODSENT, but round maybe should have gone their way. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. ECSTATIC closing the gap now, looking pretty scary here on the T side.
Yeah, let's see where the money is at now, because that save really mattered, I think, on that last player. Draken can drop, yeah, one more save, and this is a buy for GODSENT. But I think now they'd be advised to sit back a little bit. Yeah, it's just the pistols around this. God. I think yesterday, ECSTATIC was more, you know, they're front-running those games a lot of the time, weren't they? They had a lot of dominant performances. Today, in this series, they've shown so much grit. And they've had times in both of these first maps where they looked down and out and like it wasn't going to be competitive whatsoever. But in a reasonably similar fashion to Nuke, ECSTATIC are right back in this game. And we're starting to ask questions of GODSENT. But this time it's the defense of GODSENT, which is a little more surprising, I guess.
Pretty scary A-hold about to come through, though. Oh, I like it. ZTR flying round, drops 1. Will lose his support in the form of the AK, but they definitely weren't expecting that, leaving the B-bomb site completely vulnerable, at least for a moment. Kragan ahead of the Rusty, gonna do so. That opens up B now pretty healthily. The bomb is here as well to help out. Double CT smoke, a little awkward. Would have been nice to save that, of course, for a later moment. Meanwhile, Nodios is lurking out towards that A side of things, making sure there ain't no chance of the rotations here.
Well, the saves are pretty good. I mean, GODSENT's money will be fairly okay. This will help a little bit. But didn't really change the tune of this half so far. Looking very nice. Very, very nice. If you're an ECSTATIC fan. Some nice T-side rounds. I mean, of course, on this one, Kragan's entry on B is worth its weight in gold. I know it's just against an unarmored pistol player, but he doesn't bear thinking about if he loses that fight against Rusty. Indeed, he comes through. 10 apiece. Money's very nice for ECSTATIC. And, yeah. Those questions about this GODSENT CD side are starting to get raised. See if they can answer them.
Cleanest buy they've had for a while, so you would hope that they'd be able to put something together in this round. Map pick, man. Feel like the CT side should be enough for them to find the energy, find the prowess here, but I suppose it is an often easier said than done type situation. Boost up coming in towards the A side of things. A different setup for ECSTATIC to deal with. Something new for them to contend with. Banana control comes in. They'll pull off of it. It's pretty run-of-the-mill stuff so far from the T side.
Looking for that mid take. Molly from Joel. Back. It's 5 here for ECSTATIC, so I think they wanted to end on A. The smoke is very awkward. They're going to go in front of it. Draken cannot connect. 2 missed shots. And now it's getting very awkward on this bomb site. Rusty gets some nice kills, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. These B players are already rooted in. I think they're saving. And indeed they are. ECSTATIC will claim 11. And I mean, at what point do they hit the panic stations button? Because this is spiraling a little bit out of control for GODSENT. They look really good. Times in that first half, they've in a good spot here at times too. But ECSTATIC have powered up seemingly over this half, and they look stronger every round.
Very strong indeed, to be fair. Yeah, I think they're picking up a lot of momentum and just looking very comfortable in the latter stages of this game. It's interesting to see. It's a bit surprising in ways to see, to be honest with you. I honestly thought ECSTATIC, T side of Inferno here, one of the weaker maps for them. I thought that we'd see a masterclass from the GODSENT side of things, but they are once again starting to crumble. And, you know, thoughts of the previous map maybe coming in. ECSTATIC is not as deep a comeback, but it's still somewhat of a comeback. I think they'll be very impressed with themselves that they're able to pull it off here.
These days can be so damaging. I'm amazed he didn't do more actually of Topofsky. But this had the eventual result, taking him off the angle, which is what they really wanted. Queenix, though, is going to fall to this aggressive abs posturing. maNkz is tagged up too. Dragon's a little bit low, and Plopsky assassinates maNkz. Low HP didn't even matter with that sort of shot. Careful the tree. Zetios sees him. Oh, Kragan had to find that kill instantly, and he doesn't. GODSENT looking very good now in this round. 5-on-2, and these remaining players are on islands. Good round for GODSENT.
Nothing found at all on the side of ECSTATIC there. It's been a real move away from the regularity. Definitely a surprise coming in, unfortunately, as... Yeah, I think ECSTATIC will be kicking themselves on that one. Very, very disappointed that they're not able to find a way into the round at all, to be honest. A few missed opportunities for sure. So, GODSENT back up to evening things and proving that they can indeed win rounds on the CT side. It's now just a case of getting a few in a row.
giving banana. That's in the hands of ECSTATIC. I'm going to loop back into mid. Got a bit of a mid crossfire. Rusty in the cubby. Draken up close. A Molotov behind Draken could cause problems. As Rusty's going to lean B, and this is not the right decision. He keeps going that way, and they have no information. It's a big risk. It's a big risk. Here comes the apps pop. There's players behind Draken. Surely he is a dead man. How does Draken get 2? That is amazing. But it doesn't change the fact that the bomb site is in the hands of ECSTATIC. They got to re-smoke and go on Moto. This is a very, very difficult retake for the CT side.
Really going to be a challenge. Fresh smoke towards Moto as well. Orb to get through. Yeah, I don't know that they fancy their chances here. They are, in fact, going to move away to save. So ECSTATIC very quickly answering back exactly what they need. Almost perfect play from them to make sure that GODSENT are not going to be winning this one easily. You know, they obviously want to take it. Both teams do. GODSENT to stay alive. ECSTATIC to find themselves in the grand final on Monday. 1 game away from a spot at Katowice, and it would be their second Challenger qualifier won in a row.
That'd be incredible. I mean, ECSTATIC is... I haven't gone through all of the events they played in, but I imagine they're not quite in the spot yet. They're getting loads of invites to the the CCTs of the world and the other ones that occupy the tier 2 online environment quite as consistently as some of the bigger brands, let's say. But if they can make it 2 times in a row, I mean, should they get there, I'll list off the teams that also play in these qualifiers, but there are at least 5 top 20 teams that ECSTATIC have come out on top of. So, doing a lot of work here, and well, Inferno's been an absolute grind so far. And they're not far away from actually getting this done. This round is important, of course. Keep it clean, convert this, and get this to 13, and maybe 4 Seekers down live for GODSENT. That'd be really nice.
Would be good. Would be very good indeed. We'll see here. The early portions of this round, I think, is going to make all the difference, as early pickups have been pretty effective so far. You can imagine a flash here from Kragan and a peek from... It's going to be maNkz. Oh, and Draken, someone ready to flash. Actually not coming in, and maNkz goes dry. They were on the right lines initially. They might just be kicking themselves because of it. Plopsky very ready for Kragan to come around this corner, but he never arrives. Little weird. Joel going to find Queenix getting adventurous out on the balcony, though. Down goes Kragan. So GODSENT looking set to answer back with another round of their own. We might just see a save coming in from these remaining 2 players, to be honest, especially, you know, that AWP want to hold that through into the next round for sure.
See if Plopsky can find any of them. Yeah, Nodios is the only player with real money problems. So as long as 1 gun is saved, I think they're okay. Oh, Plopsky's head is sticking out. And they are going to save both these guns. So 12 apiece. 4 alive is very nice for that GODSENT money. This game's on a knife edge. I mean, you feel like ECSTATIC streaking ahead, then GODSENT, because they're saving every round, and their money's never really been in total question, despite losing a lot of CT gun rounds. And now we're back in a spot where ECSTATIC are on the brink. Maybe they should even pause to fully sort out this buy. Certainly going to come in soon. Feels like an absolute economic brawl at the moment, and whoever wins is very likely to win the map.
Back and forth Counter-Strike is always what we're here for. Keep the competition alive. Draken. He goes digging for a frag, and he nearly loses his head. Very close indeed. They will just about manage to survive to tell the tale there on the CT side of things, but gotta watch yourself. Certainly gotta watch yourself. Again, ECSTATIC looking for that early opener that is so valuable on Inferno.
Very passive from GODSENT. We're 3B for a second, but now leaning back. Mid-take from ECSTATIC. But they still got Kragan advanced on Banana. Bomb is looping back that way. Ooh, a B split smoke is down. We're going to get a split here. 2 players coming out this long side. Rusty. Dragon's got a flashbang. He's going to go through. They'll hear this flashbang popping and then running around. But the question is, are these B players ready for what's coming? Rusty trapped in towards Library. Does find the frag. Nodios surely is going to get this trade. It's a little bit labored. And these players are committing for a smoke. This is an awkward hit. GODSENT might be alone. But this is a really hard round to win from ECSTATIC now.
Yeah, it got very, very weird indeed. I mean, it looked like the right idea in theory. I think Rusty especially held them at bay and just kept the game in there. Salazar will go down. The round looking all but won on the side of GODSENT, unless Nodios can pull off the incredible. And I think, whoa, they're very ready for him. He finds 2 in 1 spray down. ZTR round the corner is able to drop him. Oh my goodness. Out of thin air. We nearly had Nodios win that round. But it's not to be, and it will indeed be GODSENT finding the lead again.
That was almost the greatest caster's curse of your career. That was because the moment you said it, he insta-killed 2 people.
Yeah,
he just absolutely annihilated them. Wow, that was a monstrous play. And look at this, they're going to go for a force buy. It's pretty good by virtue of the bomb plant, so it is very much justified. Ooh. This game has just got very interesting. GODSENT, they got a better buy, more cash in reserve. They seem to be more comfortable on the seed side of a lot of these maps as well. And in this round, full banana control. No issues there. ECSTATIC are grouping towards mid. And with every second they burn, it's more and more likely it's going to be 4A. They're taking a lot of time with this. They are lucky the GODSENT aren't leaning more over just yet. Now Rusty's coming. But they have to beat this 4th man or it's going to become so much more difficult.
Scary stuff. Draken gets an opportunity to find a frag. They go ahead of the smoke. A classic textbook error. maNkz going to find a double though. He finds himself a triple. In fact, opening up the bomb site all by himself. But they're not ready for the player in pit. Salazar with a quick trade. Ooh, not over just yet, though. Plopsky is on the way, and they are both pretty low. maNkz especially, right, is incredibly low here. Well-placed nade. Makes the job slightly easier. But with the Moto smoke coming in, that pesky Moto smoke always getting the better of you.
Oh, the re-smoke as well.
Yeah, no chance. Absolutely no chance. So he will move to save. ECSTATIC keeping the game alive.
I'm just sat here thinking, what if Plopsy naded the plant spot? Because he would have killed maNkz, I think. Not a mistake, it's just a different universe we could be living in. maNkz just went monstrous. Guys, the bomb radius has changed. Alright, bizarre. Very bizarre. Pause for ECSTATIC. Their buy is going to be awful. Only maNkz is going to have an AK. Interesting. ECSTATIC makes some weird macro decisions. There was very likely to be 4 players A, and that's why ZCR goes so long unchecked in pick, because they've just seen so many other guys. You're kind of thinking, how can there possibly be anyone else here? Both teams have no money. ECSTATIC on 1-4 loss bonus, GODSENT on 1-9. Whoever loses this round is in a lot of trouble. If ECSTATIC lose this, they might have to force twice. The ecoing would be... Well, they need plants for sure. Definitely the most important round of the series so far.
Pretty scary to say the least. Flash comes around. Draken just narrowly misses out on the shot there. Doesn't happen for him. Nodios going to take some nade damage early on, but that's about all we've seen so far. silent into the apartments. Oh, okay. Apparently not. They've called it off. Long smoke coming in. What can you do with it here? They'll get some slight brackets control, but nothing too substantial so far.
Bit of a mow down. Trades are okay, but Rusty and Pit is looking like way too much to deal with. Dink onto maNkz as well. I think the bomb plant might be a result here, and they actually really need it, or they're going to get in a position where they might double eco. Bomb does not go down. And now GODSENT are very close to winning this map. ECSTATIC need to pause and decide what they're going to do here. Do you force twice, or do you eco into a Galil buy at best? That is not a decision you want to be faced with often.
Yeah, man. This is a difficult one. This is a very difficult one indeed, to be honest. Long game of Counter-Strike on the way regardless.
I think you force twice. I think that's the move.
It's all you've got, really. All you've got. I think they're looking to play the safest game possible. It doesn't look like they are moving towards a force here. Okay, there you go. They will indeed go for it, so... It's not the best of buys. Salazar holding money or what? Either way, we've got another timeout coming in right now.
This is a technical nature, I'm guessing. They're a little bit longer. I'll have to get this one back underway. And they indeed do force. Yeah, I think this is the right call. I think 2 pistol armor buys is better than a full eco to a Galil buy. And another reason is if they pull this off and they win this round, GODSENT have 0 loss bonus. Plopsky, ZCR, and Joel have basically nothing in the bank. Then they'll be forced with the same decision of eco, FAMASs, or double force.
I just don't see a way that ECSTATIC, find themselves into the round. GODSENT's defense has looked so well put together, and they're actually calling it off. I was going to say that once again going towards, the A stack, which would be the correct call. But, yeah, not entirely sure if this is really the move from the GODSENT side. They will be forced away off of long. Quick burst coming around from the pistols. They're going to get that long control. Spam through from Draken, finds the first frag. However, and they've got to deal with Joel at range. Really not going to be easy. Down they go. Rusty chiming in for 2. That might just be curtains, to be honest. Kragan the only one left. Not a single frag coming in as yet. And, well, not a single frag comes in at all.
No. Yeah, it was an okay try. Just could never close the ground, could they, onto that player mini pit? And, I mean, especially around a bomb plant, it's going to be a pretty similar buy, isn't it? Pistol armor, some nades around it. It's the best they can muster. Here we go then. GODSENT fighting back. They'll feel hard done by. This isn't, already mapped to the good for them and match point. So they can right a lot of the wrongs. So they just close this one out. Third map, even Stevens. Well, they're gunning for Rusty. Opener found. Followed the traces and found a head. And now we're 4 frags away from what feels like an inevitable third and final map in this series.
Yep. Felt that way for a little while, to be fair. So we shall see. would be an incredible thing if ECSTATIC can pull it to overtime now. You know, 2 force buys in a row, starting this round off with a man down. Would be somewhat unbelievable, to be honest with you, but it is Counter-Strike. Stranger things have happened. Molotov to push them away here in Banana. GODSENT holding the control pretty well.
Crossfire's really good. It's a nice shot from Kragan, but it still feels like way too much. Bomb gets planted. Is there a rifle on the ground somewhere? What's over towards first oranges? It's just the MP9. It's just the MP9. 4-on-3 retake. Smoke on ZTR. That can go on Banana. And the only way I see this working is if Kragan and his teammate next to him will absolutely nuclear these players swing out from ruins. It's not going to be. The trading's perfect. Salazar alone. 1-on-3. There are 2 kits in play. Surely somebody's looking for this. Rusty goes down. Angle being held. Salazar 10 HP. Way too much to do. And that will be a 3rd and final map. Great performance from GODSENT in the end. And, wow. There's a real world where they've already 2-0'd this series.
Yeah, that is very true, man. I think they will be kicking themselves that, you know, they let Nuke go to the place that it did. Another close affair.